Jai. Everybody, Sitaram.
Sitaram.
Let's all stand as we begin this session with arti and invocation mantras. Those of you looking on, please feel free to send us a message letting us know any questions or any requests. As we get set to continue where we left off, put your hands together, close your eyes and bow your head as we are about to listen to another discourse that shows the glory of God. Dear Lord, in this Yagna, as we prepare to receive, to develop ourselves, to receive and better understand Lord Krishna, allow me to listen to the different and various discourses as a prelude. As we walk closer and closer to His form, bless me that at the end of this yag, I am able to say with confidence, I understand God a little bit more. And as a result of that understanding, change is coming to my prayer method, change is coming to my life, change is coming to my family, change is coming. Dear Lord, we begin by waving that light and doing your arti. We join together, the Purushottam, right? This arti, as we are still doing the Vishnu Katha, we're reading Bhagwat, but we came across, Uncle Madan came across the Purushottam's arti, Lord Vishnu in a different name. For those of you that know it, sing along. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam Deepam grihana devesham Trilokyat mirapam.
Jai Purushottam Deva, Swami Jai Purushottam Deva. Mahima Amrit Tumhari, Mahima Amrit Tumhari, Surmuni Kar Seva. Jai Purushottam Deva, Jai Purushottam Deva. सब मासों में उत्तम तुमको बतलाया, स्वामी तुमको बतलाया। कृपा हुई जब हरि की, कृपा हुई जब हरि की, कृष्णा रूप पाया। जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा, जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। स्वामी जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। महिमा अमित तुम्हारी, महिमा अमित तुम्हारी, सुर मुनि कर सेवा। जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। पूजा तुमको जिसने सर्व सुख दीना, स्वामी सर्व सुख दीना। निर्मल करके काया, निर्मल करके काया, पाप क्षर कीना। जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा, जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। स्वामी जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। महिमा अमित तुम्हारी, महिमा अमित तुम्हारी, सुर मुनि कर सेवा। जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। मेघ विमुनि कन्या महिमा जब जानी, स्वामी महिमा जब जानी। द्रौपदी नाम सती से, द्रौपदी नाम सती से, जग ने समानी। जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा, जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। महिमा अमित तुम्हारी, महिमा अमित तुम्हारी, सुर मुनि कर सेवा। जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। विप्रसुदेव सभा कर, मृत सुत पुनि पाया। स्वामी मृत सुत पुनि पाया। धम हरि के पाया, धम हरि के पाया, यश जग में छाया। ओम जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा, जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। स्वामी जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। महिमा तुम्हारी, महिमा तुम्हारी, सुर मुनि कर सेवा। जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। नृप द्विदत्वान पर जब तुमने कृपा करी, स्वामी तुमने कृपा करी। व्रत विधि नियम और पूजा, व्रत विधि नियम और पूजा, किनी भक्ति भारी। जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। तुम करके, निर्मल बुद्धि तुम करके, हरि धाम जिया। जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। महिमा अमित तुम्हारी, महिमा अमित तुम्हारी, सुर मुनि कर सेवा। जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। पुरुषोत्तम व्रत पूजहित, हित चित्त से करते। स्वामी हित चित्त से करते। प्रभु दास भवनद से, प्रभु दास भवनद से, सहज ही वे तरते। जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। स्वामी जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। महिमा अमित तुम्हारी, महिमा अमित तुम्हारी, सुन मुनि कर सेवा। जय पुरुषोत्तम देवा। ओम नमो नारायण। हरि ओम नमो नारायण। 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 ओम नमो नारायण। हरि ओम नमो नारायण।
Gajananam. Everybody. Bhutaganadisevitam Kapeta Jumbo Umasutam Sho Namami Viganeshwara Sarvamangalamangaliye
Shive Sarvartha Sadhike
Sharanye
Trayambike Gauri
Narayani
Namostute
Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat
Param Brahma
Tasmai Shri Om Namo Bhagavate Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Devotees, please have your seats. Cordial welcome and special welcome as we do our, this one, 8? Yeah, tonight will be 9, right? Our 8th session of our Bhagwat Katha in this our Bhagwat Saptaha Yagya. And as we prepare to enter into Skand 6, Chapter 3, we were listening to the beginning of the Katha of Ajaamil. And many people would say, well, Pandit, I've heard that discourse, but sometimes we miss the Vedanta or the Vedic teachings that come with that discourse. And you listen to a nice story about a guy that learns that if you chant the name of God, it yields great amount of blessing. So people say, well, because of that, you know what, I'm going to name my child Ram, Sham, Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati. And more or less walk away with that. But there's so much more in that discourse. It teaches the person about the value of the name of God. Sometimes because of age, weakness, sickness, you're not afforded the opportunity to do all this puja, this amount of cooking, prasad, etc. But what the mistake he says in Kali Yuga, people think the person's mind, the discipline to say, okay, I want to fast, I want to do puja, I want to do something. No, one day I'll get old. When I get old, when I retire from the job, I'll have time then. I'll make time then. But as he says in the beginning of this discourse, are you sure about tomorrow? Much less for 20 years, 30 years in the future. In the case of a mature young person. Let's join together as Ajaamil is now absorbed into Lord Vishnu. A little conversation is about to be had with Yamraj and his team of workers. They're very confused. They don't understand what is this. And in doing it, we will learn, you and I, that when a person gets a chance to sing the name of Krishna, what it does and why we need to change some things about how we pray. Let's join together, everybody. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana. Jai Radha.
Raman Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Sakaye nataham viprohe purushak Ajaamil yaha mahayuyayate Shriyam vitahe evam ye vatsala Kustumyam ye dharma pitaya Jai Jai Radha
Raman
Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Raman, Jai Jai Radha Raman, Jai Jai Radha Raman, Jai Jai Radha Raman, Jai Jai Radha. Everybody.
Raman Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Nataye param karmani bana krita sukhaye nayati chirat padmayaham padma sevam yakarmaya tu anahe manovriddhayaham kalyuge ayatham Jai Jai Radha Mana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Raman, Jai Jai Radha Raman, Radha Raman, Jai Jai Radha Raman,
Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Raman, Hari Bol. Sukdev Goswami, after deciding to tell to Parikshit, after the little argument between the forces of Lord Vishnu, the forces of Yamraj, after the conversation about the efficacy of the name of Lord Vishnu and how it works, he says, a person does not have to understand it, a person does not have to know what it means, a person does not have to believe in the name. For example, if you put that into comparison, it says that if you believe in Ramayana, you have to have faith in it. It will work. Bhagwat Gita, as time is passing, as Kali Yuga is coming, the way to God became easier. Bhagwat Gita, you don't have to believe it. You don't have to understand it. Chant it. 3 chapters, based on our talk yesterday. 3 chapters. And you will get the blessing as if you did a Shiv Puran Yagna. 6 chapters, you will get the blessing as if you have done a Ganga river bath. Read the whole book and you get the blessing as if you are Jivan Mukh. That term refers to a person whilst life is within the body. I know that when the life comes out, I am going to heaven. I have already gained mukti. Guruji says, imagine for a man that marries this low birth person, a person that sells her body, this person that captivated him, and now we understand the corruption based on the discourse where Kali Yuga lives in the prostitute's house. Ajaamil falls prey to the people that he was associated with, forcing him into a life of crime, stealing, banditry, lying, etc. And when the Yamdut came and they said, well, you know, we were watching you doing all the world of wrong. And we know your time was coming close. We started to sharpen all our weapons because we want to punish you. You are a very sinful person. And now, as they pull the body out, the soul out of the body, now it is our time and our moment to extract punishment, justice against you. Poor Ajaamil could not retaliate. He couldn't defend himself. He's in shock to see these characters called the Yamdut. And at that moment, the workers of Lord Vishnu appeared. In a little while, Lord Vishnu himself appeared. And Lord Vishnu repeats again, coming to the end of the chapter 2. He says there is no better method, effective method to cut down the root of a person's sin. The sin is powerful, very bad, effective, because it's that sin that is make people sick. It is that sin that has caused trouble in a family. It is the sin, the burden that you have that is bringing the bad things in your life. For a person wishing for mukti, liberation, you have to do one thing, continuously, constantly chant the name and the glory of God. Worship His hallowed feet. Look for the opportunity to be in a place where you could listen to His discourse, His glory. And in that way, the person creates karma, good karma. They are walking from jag to jag. They are going to eat all the parasad. They are going to help share food in different ways. They are building good karma. So that one day when the life leaves the body, not only will they be blessed, but you will not have to come back upon this earth. Last night in our discourse when we were talking about Chitraketu, when he laughed at Parvati Mata and Lord Shiva, because of the mistakes our mouth, because of the mistakes our hands just make, the way we think, sometimes we don't realize it, but we are hurting somebody's feelings, and you get caught in a web of punishment, rebirth, punishment, etc. Says the person who listens to this discourse, this section of Ajaamil, with faith, with reverence, listening to this old discourse, the person is able to gain devotion. The person realizes that if Ajaamil could do it, I could do it. I'm not so bad. But if a person listening to the discourse resolves never to change, this does not apply for me, this is that guy in the book who did it, that's good for ye, I am not going to change, then that person is going to live a life as if they are being punished for telling tales. The person who knows better and is choosing to do the inappropriate thing, he has to answer as to why you made this choice to go down that road. Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. In this next chapter, the Yamdut run from, they leave the soul of Ajaamil with Lord Vishnu and his people, and they come back home quickly now. They want to get some information. And the first thing they ask, they start to say prayers. You are the son, Yamraj, you are the son of Surya. You are very potent, very capable, very powerful. We are proud to call you our leader. We do your bidding because you are permanent. Some positions come, some positions go, but you never change. Such is your authority that on awarding punishment, it is impossible for a person to question or to even ask for somebody else to evaluate their soul. That your word is final. Whether you're dealing with the siddhas or the people who worship snakes, in any form in between. In this way, I must tell you, dear Lord, I am very confused, because in all the time we have worked for you, I have never seen where you tell us, go bring that person, go bring that soul. He is punishable. He has lived a very rude life, and he now is in deserving of punishment. You told us all of these things. You get me geared up, ready for battle. And when we reached there, your words had to get stopped. Your bidding, your issue, your directive had to stop. And somebody spoke, maybe higher, somebody with more authority spoke over you. Dear Lord, I don't know what this is. Is this Kali Yuga? Is this what we are facing? May you please guide us. Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Let's hear what happens as Yamraj laughs and he starts to recite. Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram,
Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Aham Indro Naritye Prashchit Somo Agnar Shesh Pavan Vishwayo Aditya Vatavi Marundretam Sidya Alyapi
Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Anantaye Chitaye Vishwa Mriga Joya Premaishwaryatam Agabhyoyam Smartat Smripar Yena Mastaka Yogi Hetam
Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram,
Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. He says, you are the walking encyclopedia. You are the one who is Dharma incarnate. Could you please tell us what just happened? Could you please tell us why is it that person has to leave or gets to leave? Why is that individual who lives such a sinful life? Could you please tell us how is it that he is no longer sinful? And Yamraj says, look at the great effect of the uttering of the name of Sri Vishnu. If you say the different mantras, the different chalisas, the different stotras, but look at what chanting his name can do. Even a great sinner like Ajaamil could do this for themselves. So blessed is the person who could make the time, make the effort, and practice from young to build the memory of the name. Dear Lord Vishnu, could you please tell me what was the cause for Yamraj? How is it Yamraj words had to be stopped? How is it possible that this could happen? And Yamraj describes when you know the true ins and outs of Dharma, what is to be done and what is not to be done. When a person knows the ins and outs of the name of God, nothing can stop such a person. Let's join together as we listen to him describe to the Yamdut what just happened there. Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam,
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam,
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam,
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam,
Te Deva Siddhi Parhitam, Pavitra Pavitra Ye Natha, Hita Ye Sadhave Samsho, Sambratya Vijaye Ati, Jai Bhole Baba Jab Sharanam, Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam,
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam,
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. approach people who have goodness in them. Do not approach people who have good souls. Do not entertain people who worship me. When the holy stories of the sun, the different planets, the different moons are being told, I will bless that place. I will go in that place. I will give them the protection. But do not go in a place where those type of people, where their soul is traveling. It would not work out good for you. Bring only those wicked people. And we are not talking about the Ravan and the cunts, because they look scary. But think about the people who encourage others to waste their time, to do things that will not benefit either of the people. Those people that do not wish to offer honey to Lord Shiva, those people that do not wish to offer ghee to Sadashiva, those people that do not want to offer leaves to Devi, those people, when you see them, go close to them. And by all means necessary, bring them for me. Let's hear what happened. Namata Nata Bhagavan Guru Parvata Ye Shishya Parta Bhaya Numanyam Shikara Namostute Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam 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 Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. He says, do not go close to those people. He says, go close to those people that commit offenses against women, that ill speak, ill treat the goddess in their home. Those people that walk away from doing duty, doing acts of God, good, the acts of God. For whatever reason, leave them. The person who gives the assistance to other people, don't go wrong them. People who suck and try to take from older people, sickly people, let's say somebody's in a wheelchair, those people, go and take from them. Now, Goswami says, the Yamdut started a split into the group. But one of the group that remains, he says, Prabhu, could you tell me how that story went, how it ended up? I know Ajaamil goes to heaven. But what goes on with the Yamdut when they reach back to their master? And he's expecting to see the soul, but there's nobody. What went on? Did he get angry with them? Did he punish these soldiers? What did he do? Please tell us. Let's hear what happens in this sloka. Pahi 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 Gajanana Parvati Nanda Gajanana Pahi pahi Gajanana Pahi pahi Gajanana
Parvati Nanda Gajanana
Lambodar hai Gajanana Lambodar hai Gajanana Lambodar hai Soma Soma Putra Yena 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 Yeati Yad Prashchitatam Yasoda Yena 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 Yeati Pahi 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 Pahi
पाहि पाहि गजानना पार्वती नंदा गजानना.
Listening to the excellent query of Parikshit, how is it that Yamraj is subsided by Lord Vishnu? Goswami Tulsidas says that historically there were many different divine beings that came to govern different aspects of the earth. Please listen what happens to them. Anaye charanaye chakra gadaye naye aham hitave dvai padachaya chaturpad yena yena ye aso
पाहि 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 गजानना पार्वती नंदा गजानना.
लंबोदर हे गजानना
लंबोदर हे गजानना
लंबोदर हे गजानना
लंबोदर हे गजानना
लंबोदर गज विचारना दर गज विचारना पाहि 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 पाहि
पाहि पाहि गजानना पार्वती नंदा गजानना.
When Parikshit is listening that Yamraj would have to be stopped because Lord Vishnu's directive is paramount, that his energy is fully in force, that when a person, whether they know it, they don't know it, they know what it means, they don't know what it means, they just say it by chanting that name of God. Janam after Janam, lifetimes of sin is burnt away. So much so, dear God, we have been chanting your name, we have been calling on you, and I'm begging you, please, do not allow hardship, misery to fall over me or my family. Sukdev Goswami says, then there came the 10 Prachetas, the sons of Brahma, that he had asked to create life upon this earth. Parikshit, the same way those entities are asking what to do. How to overcome the word of our boss. How is it so easy to trump? You're telling me that when a person just uses his name, they can trump you? These Prachetas had the same type of question. Let's hear in times past, what did they do? Alam yena lagana vishwa yena yena kanyasnani pahi 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 pahi
पाहि पाहि गजानना पार्वती नंदा गजानना
Parvati Nanda Gajanana
पार्वती नंदा गजानना.
Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki jai. Yamraj is explaining, Guruji is reciting the words of Yamraj that this was once asked before. And he says, you have to understand that who gives me my energy is Lord Vishnu. Who gives me the strength that you're referring, that my words are without any doubt, without, as we were saying before, when a person goes to Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, in such a thing as the Bhagwat. There is nothing I cannot give you. There is no problem too hard to fix. There is very rare in terms of referencing where you will come across a devta making a promise like this, that God is telling you, no matter what label you put on that trouble, I would be able to conquer it. There are some people that think only Hanuman could help me with this, Saraswati could help me with the exam, Lakshmi could only help me with sales. Now you have one saying, there is nothing that is too much or too troublesome for me. For this reason, wise people, when they get the opportunity, they call on me, they chant my name, they do my worship, and they listen to my glory. The protector of all beings, that's me, and I protect my children. But the person sometimes, because of karma, because of the circumstance, the people around them, they don't acknowledge me. They don't come to me when they have problems. And for this reason, what could I do? When a person decides to be selfless, when a person makes that decision to share, and they share kind words with near ones, dear ones, they see prayers work for them, they want to encourage other people in prayers. This is how a person is going to walk closer and closer to my form. Guruji says, in the beginning, when there was not too much creation, there was not too much solid, Lord Brahma creates these boys to start life, to develop life. Some of them want to do it, some of them don't want to do it. To create the different animals, plants, etc. Let's hear what happens in this verse. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam. Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari. Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari. Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallavam.
Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallavam. Janaki Nayakam Ramachandram Bhaje. Janaki Nayakam Ramachandram Bhaje.
Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam.
Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam.
Krishna Damodaram
Vasudevam Hari. Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari.
Krita Pada Samvrita Puran Sahe Palam Yahe Vishabhojartam Chakra Sadagyahe Vishaye Atma Ye Nata Buddhaye Ye He Bodhitam Achyutam Keshavam Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam. Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari. Sridharam Madhavam
Gopika Vallavam.
Sridharam Madhavam
Gopika Vallavam.
The blessed person, like Ajaamil, like so many other people. Now the Prachetas, the biggest one is Daksh Prajapati, the father-in-law at one point of Lord Shiva. They are born and given a great amount of power. He says, Parikshit, you want to hear an example of somebody who is able to realize the power of Lord Vishnu? Look no further than them. Because they were born very pompous. They know their Father is the Creator. They know that this is their potency, their purpose. And when they were told, go and create, go and fill the universe, the first thing that they do, they are guided to go and envisage, have a look, have a glimpse of Lord Vishnu. He will guide you. And it is here in this text that from many verses, they describe seeing him with huge body on Sheshnag, clad in yellow dhoti, wearing wonderful crown, bracelets, etc. He is so beautiful and calming that one of them did not want to leave. On seeing the most beautiful form of Lord Vishnu, that Daksh was overcome with awe and happiness to see the face of God. And in this way now, he goes back to his father after meeting with the brother and all that. And he says, Prabhu, what do I want to live for? What do I have to do now? Look, I have already seen him. That is all I wanted to see. He says, no. Be motivated that he, Lord Vishnu, wants you to create. He is the force behind this sansar. He is sustaining it, but it must be it must be started over. Please go and create. You have done it before, do it again. And Daksh creates his first set of sons. Let's hear what happens. Brahma manuhe batakayate Vishwabhyoyatam Vishnu ye mathe Bhotna bhutakhal ye atmano hari Achyutam keshavam satyabhamadavam Madhavam Sridharam Radhikaradhitam Indira Sundaram Madhava Duksaja Devaki Nandanam Nandajam Sandari Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam
Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam
Sridharam Madhavam Radhikaradhitam
Sridharam Madhavam Radhikaradhitam
Indira Mandaram Chekasa Sundaram
Indira Mandiram Sita Sundaram.
They take their time and he gets married, and Daksh, listening to the words of Lord Brahma's time is passing, he creates the first set of boys and he instructs them that you all have to propagate life. And they listen to their father. Compared to Ajaamil, Ajaamil did not heed his father's words. These fellas, very devout, live and get married. And now, when he brings his first set of people, the first set of sons, Harashva, he tells them, you all have to go and multiply. Leave from this place and go and make young. And Daksh Prajapati, leave them to do that. But Paramahansa, the highest order of ascetics, Narad Muni, we spoke about him already. He's very honest, very straightforward, but very poetic. He does the bidding of Lord Vishnu. He goes to meet, these are his nephews now. And he says, what are you all going to do? What are you gathering up? What do you want to do? And they start to describe to him. Our father made us and he wants us to have kids. He wants us to have families. He wants to maintain the population upon the earth. Narad Muni begins to speak to them. Tishrayetam hariye putro hatmaye चेतना कोपका वचनो कुटम्य जीवन मुक्त जय मानाटा अच्युतम केशवम
नारायणं अच्युतं केशवं रामनारायणं कृष्णदामोदरं वासुदेवं हरि कृष्णदामोदरं
वासुदेवम हरि विष्णु भगवान की जय. All the nephew, you could imagine when their uncle come to talk to them, he says, please listen to me. You've been told that you have to propagate life. But what is the sense of propagating the life when all will happen? You'll have to see these, as saying, children die. When you think about it, this body that we so hold on to is the source of happiness, sadness, any type of merit, any type of demerit, any type of issue. It comes from this body. Why are you going to create body after body? Why are you going to create person after person to only entangle yourself more and more? Everything that we have been talking about when Ajaamil makes the child, how he gets hankered and latched on. He says, don't you think it is better served if you take the time and go and put it to prayer? You are only being taught that the purpose of your life, and this is the part that I thought was strange, because these are deutas. You are only being taught that the purpose of life is to have children, to acquire, to gain financial and all types of assets. But nowhere in your training are you being taught that your purpose in this life is to become free. That if a person is searching for the ability to find happiness, how will you find happiness when you are only tying yourself to become a servant? When every day, when you have the children, when you have the grandchildren, and you think, okay, maybe I'm working every day now, just to break it down in layman terms. I'm working every day now. I will become one day, when I resign you up, I'll become free. You didn't know the people were going to make a baby and you become babysitter. You thought you was free. Now, you have another job. It is as if you start all over again. What you gonna do, Baba? I'm a grand. I love that child. I love that child more than I love myself. Correct. That's the truth. Because you love that child so much, you'll strain yourself, you'll pressure yourself, you'll push yourself. You will do everything to damage yourself. I'm feeling giddy, you know, I'm feeling weak, but I had to get up and cook the roti or make the sandwich. I'm so happy to do it because it is saying, you are saying, I am happy being a slave. God give me, like this bottle here, right? God give me the time, the health, whatever strength, whatever ability you have. He give you it. But instead of you use it to amass goodness for yourself long term, in the eyes of God meaning, you take the little strength you have and you're putting it now so other people will become happy, healthy, comfortable. I will make sure the house have food, Baba. But COVID teacher, if you're not there, if you die, and they go find a way. It have that in different walks of life. And this COVID really was it had a big wake-up call for many people. Me talking about nobody else, I'm use myself. Uncle Kenny go tell me, Pandit, you doing my prayers all the days. Use my only Baba. Pandit Keshava air coming outside, it had COVID. You know Uncle Kenny your next Baba? And it teach you that you think to yourself, you know what? I am so permanent. If you take a wall and you go to draw my pity eye big like that Ganesha, is so important and truthful. I remember one time I was working in a company and the manager came in, big meeting, and he wanted to get a point across to some young people when they get the degree and they become the engineer, You know, they speak, I'm an engineer. I have a title now. So he says, you know what, this morning I want to draw Olive. I would like to paint your portrait. So he said, this piece of paper I will do. He said, you want to know how I look at you and how I perceive you to be? Man, do this small, I can't do it right now. With the smallest dot you can imagine. He said, look here, there. In the whole scheme of things, you are just a dot. In this universe, you are just a speck of green. Do not feel that anybody, life, cannot go on without you. You are fooling yourself. In this day and age, people get so caught up. Baba, if me cook that sada roti for my son, I don't mind he married and he have children and he gain 50, 60 years old, I still have to cook for him. Poor thing, he ain't gonna eat if me cook for him. That way you telling yourself. You want that. You want to do that. The truth is, die tomorrow. Son, you're going and starve, you know. He says it takes a lot of discipline to know that there's a time for everything. Hinduism preach brahmachari, grihasti, your ashram, your next ashram for sannyasi. But when you do act your age, when you do act the role, the hat you're supposed to wear, then you're out of place, you're out of season. Truthfully, and you see a lot of that. It have no reason to lie. There are some young children that are acting and behaving as if they are married or they want to make, married and make big people decisions. Children making children kind of talk. Then it have some older people that want to play the young. It have men that causing horrors. Let me give you one example, because that is what he's talking about here. Remember, what we've been talking about is the use of Bhagwat. We identify that in Kali Yuga there's a degradation of the quality of life. There's a degradation of family life. There's a breakdown in homes and in the practical sense, your existence. You see it some days. We could have walked the road 30, 40 years ago. You could have walked the road. You could have leave your front door open. The same house, same village, but I can't leave the door open anymore. The owner will come and pick up what he wants. Imagine, tell a lady this morning, she married for 56 years. 56 years married. And Uncle Ken, to be honest, husband and wife at that age, and they're stronger than me and you put together. Truthfully, with that, the mind young, the body young, truthfully, it really. Imagine you spend your life with this person, good or bad, because truth be known. Some people have it hard in marriage. It's a fight every day. Somebody say, I'm married 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Don't feel it was 30 years of smiles. It wasn't cake and ice cream every day. But for you to survive it, you know how you survive it. You know what you had to do to reach there. How much Saraswati Puja, where we said the first night? Saraswati Mata teach you one thing. For children, remember. But when you cross a certain bridge, she just teach you how to forget. Because if I hold on to every stupid thing my husband say, it ain't gonna have a marriage, truthfully. If I take on every time children let me down or they say something out of place, they head hot with one trouble, but you know the mother is getting blamed for everything in their life. If I hold on to that, me ain't gonna have children either. I will grudge you and I will hate you. And Krishna says, you know how you know my devotee? Chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita. Say the most forgiving people. So this is why they say a mother, a true mother, like God, Who does forgive more than a lady, a mother? I, as a pundit, would say, see, that way your son do, better you throw he out. Better you get rid of that man. And you're going to hear truthfully speaking. Uncle Kenny is mixed with plenty people. You're going to hear pundit, but how am I going to throw away my son? That's my son. And nobody are going to understand. How much time you just hear people say, well, that man talk to you so you're not married, better you break up with him. Don't take that. And you're going to hear the lady go say, I am studying all year, you know. Mine is perfect, but I'm mine. I make a commitment to stand up here so long as I can stand up here, because I'm here saying somebody beating you, killing you, stand up here. There's a limit. But you live in a society where the discipline, it in we family, understand what's in we time. The discipline to take, thick, thin, good, bad, plenty roti, no roti, money, no money, and make the 56 years. That level of discipline. You live, children, grandchildren, live to see that sacrifice, you do it. But they can't make 56 days now. Where'd that come from? And Kali Yuga is the little hand that nobody sees. This morning the lady was talking and she said, Baba, you know, it really had some, and I'm sharing this with all you because it is a good example. Bhagwat is giving you examples right now. Me I call it no name. Baba, I'm married and I lived for many years, many years, longer than I, Keshava, was alive. I'm alive. When you born, I didn't marry this mister. I married as a young girl. And when we now married, it had a lot of getting to know yourself and then learning this other person. I didn't know where I want and he didn't know where he wanted, and it was fight going and coming. And we fight until we stay together. Children come. And the one thing I learned as a lady is that this is my life. It's me and my shadow. My shadow is my husband in this example. I don't go anywhere without him. I don't know anything other than him. That is me. She said, but how come when I reached 30 years married, 30 years, he started to get trouble. I wasn't good looking that time. Here was saying, it have a little link with something we're coming here. He started to watch somebody else. And when I asked him about it, he said, yeah, looking like how you used to look. You know, when I married you, the young, and you used to look in a way. You know, I'm telling you, it have a link with the discourse. Follow me, but it's real at the same time. You know, after we had the kids and things, your body changed, your figure changed, your skin changed, things changed. And I feel like I am ready for it to change. She said, for a lady that hard, you know, because brother, is you who the body children. And I trying to just keep you happy. But there are things that out of my control. You know, in we book as Hindus, that day in we text. You ever hear the part where Lord Shiva get in trouble for that? There's Shravan month. One day, Durga Mata in Kali form, and she stand up, you know, in this ferocious, aggressive form. And she tell him, so you like this form? Lingam Puran, you like this form? He said, no. I like when you're in the Gauri form. Gauri means pretty. You're gentle. You're looking scary. You're looking ugly. He tells you that. You're looking ugly. Then she tell him, but then you don't love me. You don't know a woman. You don't love a woman. You love a pity. Snap a pity of a person and their face go look the same way 10 years go past. You love a pity. But if you know a woman will get stretch mark, a woman's skin will change, a woman's hair will change because of the changes happening inside her. If you love a woman, you love she for everything that she is and everything that she have, then call yourself Madhu. You see, after that discourse, That is when in Ramayana, you see the picture where we just see where Kali Mata has she foot on Lord Shiva chest. That come from Ramayana, but not Tulsidas Ramayana. It have a Ramayana where Ravan 10 head form dead, and it have 1,000 head Ravan. In India, they just celebrate a big thing called Dussehra, where they just burn a little Ravan and then a big Ravan like the next day. So it was time now for this 1,000 head form to fight. Same Valmiki writes the Ramayana. I believe this is Kamba Ramayana. And Sri Ram takes the field, he goes to fight him. But this one was different. He hit Ram. Ram is lying unconscious in the chariot. And all the Muni them run quick to tell Sita Mata, Prabhu in trouble. Come save him. And when Sita, the nice, gentle, think about if you ever see a Sita Murti, definitely one of the forms that have no weapon in she hand. She go on and she start a ball. How all you could lose all your mind and attack the father of this universe? Where did that mindset come from? And she starts to scream because she's seeing lifeless Ram which she never see. That is she life. That is she life partner. That is she shadow. What you're doing. And from that fair, pretty, well-dressed lady, she spin on the 400 Kali form. When you hear people do Agala Kali Stotra, this is the moment Kali Mata spins and she start now. You expect, okay, well, you're going to damage the bad. There's a battle. So good come to fight bad. But Kali worship is different. Kali Mata beat all the bad. She killed all of them. And imagine Sri Ram and the chariot in the middle, lifeless, unconscious. And Kali Mata going around in a circle and she beating them. But Brahma realized, but all the bad people dying, dead. But Kali Mata is stopping. Now look, she going for the good. So Brahma jump on the field and say, Mama, wait. That the good side, that we side. She said, don't work like that. I am mother for all. It has some good and some bad. Maybe it works for you. But all stand up on this field is mine. And I as a mother am very disappointed right now. If they have the mind to harm their father, all will dead. I make this universe and I could destroy this universe right now. And she started to swing and the same devatas that was on that battlefield started to die. So long as Sri Ram was unconscious, Kali Mata was out of control. So they begged, the devatas begging. Every time they try to go, imagine the person unconscious here and Kali Mata keeping like a guard dog. She don't nobody come close to him to touch him, so nobody can revive the man. So they beg Lord Shiva to get involved. Now, this discourse where he tells she how he don't like the Kali form, he had to pay for that. So she tell him, one day I will show you what this form is about. You want to judge me, you want to drag me, you want to listen to what I'm telling you, you want to drag me and you feel you better than me, and you feel I ugly now. Don't worry. And he take the shrap. He always gain himself in trouble with Durga Mata. Take the shrap. This day come, the devatas come like children. Lord Shiva, help me please. If you don't go and distract she, we will get to go and revive Sri Ram. So Brahma tell him, take she and you go so. And you see when she's swinging and she on the outskirts and she going, you stop she right there and I go get to run, go and revive Sri Ram. So you know the picture, all the bodies on the ground and Lord Shiva lie down. And when she reach up on him now, she catch herself, but she didn't stop. Watch the picture, the hands didn't put down the blade. She stopped because how you end up here. And he tells she, Devi, I had to learn your power. I had to come under your foot because I did not understand your force. I judge you wrong. Anytime in this age of Kali Yuga, a person feel that they will judge a woman wrong, they will pay for it. If a person wants to live right and gain the blessing, they have to appreciate the Devi in all she forms, all. When Lord Shiva is talking to she and he making repent, mother calm down, Shanti, she did not listen to him. You learn your lesson now, and she continue moving. But by the time that Brahma get to wake up Sri Ram, and when Sri Ram get up, it is Sri Ram, not Lord Shiva, who goes on his knees and beg. When we get into Kali Mata discourse and you hear people say the 1,000 names of Kali Mata, it wasn't Lord Shiva who said it. Sri Ram said, Ma Loka, wake up, Ma calm down, Ma Shanti. And he started to call she different name, Adi Shakti, Adya Kali, etc. And in this way now, she calms down and returns to this Sita form. Imagine you're married for 30 years and the man feels to himself that he could, he could go again, he could get a young girl using medicine, all forms of, good man, Jai Vishnu, you get up? Nice. Using all kind of hair dye now to fool who? It's me who's taking the fooling. I doing that. The lady crying because you're making she feel inept, less than. This person, when in Kali Yuga, they will think to themselves, the young again, and they will act inappropriately. Young people will act like if they are older than, and you will study here it now. I know in our time and before my time, when your grandfather talk, your father talk, short, gone as those days. Now you live in a time when parents talk, they don't know what they're saying. And a different type of language is getting involved. Likewise, all with the technology, all with the counseling, the developing science, people doing research, but somehow the older people marriage is to last longer. Nowadays, let me be frank, people dressing with all the gym and all the sexy clothes and everything. But people don't get married and stay married. People cannot last in marriage now. So it seems as if with all the technology, all the advancements in psychology and all this, it is working. People in a simpler time, in a simpler life with more truthfulness, to be honest, more regard for responsibility and family life, lived happily. And in those unhappy days, survived those unhappy days and still was able to say, you know what, I accomplished in this life. God gave me the hat to wear as a husband. And in this example, for 56 years, I serve. Imagine in the house, sometimes Sita, sometimes Kali. Understand what I mean? The wife. Sometimes Sita, sometimes Kali. For 56 years, you take your life, your energy to make sada roti and cook for that house. That is service. Nowadays, with all the microwave and all the different technology, if you get one sada roti, you get plenty. It really seems as if in Kali Yuga, and all this to say, it looks as if the quality of our life is not getting better. The quality of the experience is not getting better. But when you see it going downhill, what are you doing to make it better? When do you say, okay, you see this, I am seeing discord and disharmony around me. I want to change. I don't want to go through that. I don't want my marriage to fall apart. I don't want my children to go haywire. What are we doing, husband, wife? What are we doing not to become one of those people? That's where you go hear some parents say, see me, my mother and father never make time for prayers. See that? We gotta get we act together, boy. My mother never teach me how to swim, for example. I want my children learn that art. I am going to make the time. I'm taking the priority and I'm making the time to do that. Very good. My father never carried to the dentist, so we never had good teeth. All right, let me make sure and put a priority. We'll get a medical plan. Let's go to the dentist so all you're going to have better teeth. Very good. But the one thing it have that we don't make time for in everything is the praise. Because sometimes you reach that point in the dentist, the best swimmer has reached that point in the sea, that they're in difficulty and they cannot help themselves. And a person is calling upon what they never knew. The parent never showed them the efficacy of prayers. You never teach them when they didn't know. You know what some people are saying this day and age? Well, Baba, I come from one religion and she comes from a next one. That's fine. If two people want to make it work, they'll make it work. It have many examples of two people come from the same thing and it's a total chaos. So when the child get big, I will let them choose if they belong to this or they belong to that. Very good. I find when the child is born, you should let them choose what milk they want to. You should let them tell you what medicine they want. I think our text tells us that a parent has a role. Before the child know what they want, you have to tell them what they need. Babe, I want you to learn to exercise. Look at bike. Pedal. Come on. You could do it. Have confidence and learn to pedal a bike. The child is taught by who? The mother. Be clean. You're talking, wipe your mouth. You see that shirt? Iron that shirt. Go back inside. Don't come out looking like that. When that lady has to go in that coffin one day, and you see the boy lifts the box and he puts it on his shoulder, and you hear them pundit them say, that is where you pay back that mother for her sacrifice. Understand the life that lady gives. If you are doing it, God bless you. He put you in the role. He give you the responsibility. He give you it. But you have to remember that when you reach the Yamraj, like these characters, and you are the person now in the role to make life, then you have to look at what you're making. Are you making Ram or are you making Rawan? Think about it like that. People like to say, Baba, we make them, but we make them and die stupidness. You make them, and every day for the rest of your life, you're praying for them. Talk the truth. Good days, bad days. Exam, they're getting married, they're going on a trip, they're on the plane. God bless them. God bless them. Let them reach home safe. You're vexed. You're vexed with them, you know. Mothers, they come here, come and give me a kiss. You feel his man now, all right. But I'm still praying for them, because remember, you love. Nobody else I love like you, you know. This person by the name of Daksh made the first set of son, and they did not listen to the father. They listened to the uncle, Narad Muni. He said, where are you going to make life for? They go grow up. You're going to have to see them leave here. It go hurt. Don't bother with that. You sit down and do like me and pray. All right? When Dakshi first set of son do that, he make a next set, and me talking about 2 and 3,000. The Shambhalas was the second set of son, and he is studying what his father, Daksh's father is Brahma. Brahma say, go and make all the deer, all the lion, all the elephant, all the plants, fill the world with life. Say your prayers and make these things, sit down, make these things manifest on this earth. Narad Muni go on and tell the second set. See that, look how your brother them saying the prayers and they're finding peace. Nobody to disappoint you, nobody to hurt you, nobody to harm you. Don't study them things. When you get into this thing and you get so caught up with this Maya, your life will become them life. Where you want children for? Don't do that. And you know what this caused? The second set of children. Say, all right, I go in and do like my first brother and them, and I go in and pray too. Daksh get vexed. He come and he holy brother. He say how unfortunate it is. You don't understand that when somebody young and the brain young and they're ready yet for praise and the lifestyle of sannyasi then to give up. When you push that on a person, you tell them don't do, give up, renounce, and they're ready for that. Their life in doing it will become chaotic. Because you're getting into things you don't know about. You're not ready for it. Imagine you become Swami and all these other things. And 30, 40 years old, now you realize, wait, I wanted to have a child, For example, you're not ready for it. You're not ready to do that. He says, you know what, I'm going to give you a shrap. You see how you interfere with my family? At the end of the day, this is somebody's sons. In today's world, your children are at the mercy of the friends, in the same way, who whisper in their ears and tell them, don't do what your mother say, do what I telling you. You would understand very well what this father going through. He says, you, Narad Muni, you will never be able to stay in one place for too long. In all the Indian movie, and you see him knocking, always flying, going somewhere, coming somewhere. Because if he stay in one place too long, he go incite you to do what he want. Don't cause confusion. As you reach, leave. You can't help, leave. You can't do good, leave. Says your force, you will be rampant in Kali Yuga. Because people like you will come to interfere with, like a razor blade. You will cut relations. People will make stupid decisions that will cause people to go down a path that the family on this side and the other person, the younger head, most of the time, on that side. The family on this side and the old boy who want to play young again, he on that side. Isolate and separate. Study separate. Don't be a plague amongst man. And it's here now, Daksh decides that he's going to try with children one last time. But he says not boys. Boys is too much of trouble. Boy children, no more boys. And he does make girl children. Prajapati Daksh has these girl children and it works. These girl children turn out to be Sati Devi, the wife of Lord Shiva. These girls turn out to be in the cycle of the moon, the fortnight of the moon, the different nakshatra that we have. So he sees his family grow. Kashyap gets the girls that make all the snake, make Garud, make different forms of life. It's happening. And Daksh saw all of them marry and do the bidding of his father, Brahma. And as time is passing, different forces and forms was created. And that's, let's say, we're going Satyug into Treta, Dwapar. But when coming to the end of Dwapar into Kali Yuga now, it is foretold in Bhagwat that the same things that was, developing and coming, in Kali Yuga you're going to see things starting to die off. When you hear animal lives are becoming extinct, plants and flowers that were alive when our grandparents walked the earth no longer exist. The purity of your river is gone. The quality of your water is gone. The earth, gone. People's body now, because of things like microwave, the plastics that we use, when you think about the rate of cancer and other disease, and you want to know where it's coming from, you see all the bottled water and the sweet drink, the plastic. That's as an example. I used to run the lab for a bottled water company. And they know about it. They know it exists. Take the bottled water, leave it in your car whole day, morning to evening. And the same water bottle gets very brittle, soft, like a sponge. The plastic, as it heating up, getting into the water. It's not stiff and hard like this anymore. It's going crispy. But when you drink it, the water has something that causes cancer in it. Think about it, very convenient, I could walk with this bottled water anywhere I go, very nice. But the people who used to catch rainwater in their barrel lived to 70, 80 years, never had cancer in their jaw. Me and you drinking bottled water conveniently using microwave, and we cannot reach 60. You know how many people talk about, how you call it, pension? Who going to live to see 65? Really? And they want to extend it, they're mad. They want to give me nothing. But look at it, when they talk about the shortening of the lifespan in Kali Yuga, it is real. It is real, it is happening. So what he says, when you live right, when you act right, but you have to realize that there are different things pulling on your brain, different things, the time, that one day influence you to drag you down a road you shouldn't go. What you should do is use the time you do have, because you don't know when death will come. Struggle and trouble will come. And take the time to use the name of God to cut the sin that you have. Because the sin that you have may not affect you, you know. You might be the one ripe mango on the tree, but all the green mango falling. But you have to live to see each one of them die. Better hide the dead is what people tell Pandit. Why I have to live to see this day, Pandit? This is not supposed to happen so. But when you have the sin, that is what you're going to experience. Vindravan Bihari Lala Ki Jai. Everybody, let's all stand as we're going to do Arati as we come to the end of this session. Remember, we are in our Adigmas. As you are leaving today, if you're leaving at this time, last night we were talking about the Skan Puran, talking about what to do. Some people are fasting from eating. Some people are fasting from salt. Some people are fasting from food altogether. But if you could share something that was offered in prayer, food stuff, prasad, whatsoever, there is where you are completing your vrat. You stood in the temple, you listened to Lord Vishnu Katha, but you have to feed somebody. So imagine the shrotas, when they finish, they may have time to cook. They dress for prayers, so they're really interfering with the hot and so on. But when they dishing out the food, Krishna Arpan, if just that. You get yourself involved. Maybe you can't do that, but if you have extra prasad, when you go home, the neighbor, the dog, whosoever, somebody, feed somebody. Only then, Gita says, only when you feed somebody, small prayers, big prayers, then the prayer is done. Please remember that. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam Deepam grihana devesham Trailokya timidapaham.
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तार जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मोक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मोक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला हरि गान यही वरदान यही हरि गान यही वरदान यही जग की मंगल की आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला हरि दर्शन दिखाने वाला पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला हरि दर्शन दिखाने वाला है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी ये मधुसूदन की आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से मधुर बोल जग खंड खोल सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला मधुर बोल जग खंड खोल सन मान दिखाने वाला बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही प्रभु की महिमा की आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती जय भागवत भगवान है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती हरि ओम नमो नारायण हरि ओम नमो नारायण हरि ओम नमो नारायण हरि ओम नमो नारायण ओम नमो नारायण हरि ओम नमो नारायण ओम नमो नारायण हरि 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 ओम नमो नारायण ओम नमो नारायण हरि ओम नमो नारायण ओम नमो नारायण हरि 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 ओम नमो नारायण 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 हरि ओम नमो नारायण हरि ओम नमो नारायण
Put your hands together and let's pray. From the Harivansh Puran, chapter 47, comes this nourishing prayer called the nourishing Panch Amrit. Sri Ram, after destroying Ravan, came back to Ayodhya. And he once went to a place called Ahobhalam, the place where they built this huge mandir, where Narsingh Baba appears to save Prahalad. And although Sri Ram is this great individual, he has to burn away the sin that he inherited because he killed the Brahman, Ravan. Although born in a great family, he acted very inappropriate. But when you hurt and harm, it doesn't matter what other people do or say. It doesn't make your reaction validated or right. Karma is such a thing. You have to account for what you did with your time, with your hands, with your mouth, with your mind. And Sri Ram is leading by example. He goes on Tirat. He goes where prayer is. He goes where the murti is, where puja is being done. And just one verse now. One verse of this Narasimha Panchamrit. Say prayers. Dear Lord, if Sri Ram could go and beg for forgiveness for past mistakes, who am I? Govinda Keshava Janardana Vasudev Vishwesh Vishwa Madhusudana Vishwarupa Shri Padmanabhya Purushottama Pushka Rakshaka Rakshaka Narayana Achyuta Narasimho Namo Nama Brahma Shiva Tvam Purushottamascha Narayano Asau Marutam Patishtascha Chandraka Vyapani Agni Marurganayascha Tvam Evam Tam Tvam Shatatam Namo Namah. Raghava Raghavena Kutum Stotram Idam Shri Panchamritam Muktanam Patani Dvija Varaha Tesham Swargastu Swargaham Lokanam. Principal Shri Vishnu Bhagwan Ki Jai. Dear Lord, as we come to the close of our next session, Prabhu, we listened and we learned about Bihari in our previous session. We listened and we learned about who Yamraj is hunting for and who to leave. Dear God, I understand that your name could ward off these forms and forces, and you could guide me onto the righteous path. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the company of good people. Thank you for the support of so many people so that this yagya could happen. Dear God, as I make my way home for many, bless me to remember a little piece, a little morsel of this yagya, the katha. Tvameva Mata, everybody. Tvameva Bandhuscha Tvameva Vidya Tvameva Sarva Tvameva Sarva Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Together with all your love. Principal Mahapati Mahadeva Ki Jai. Pavanaputra Numana Ki Jai. Shri Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. Vindravan Bihari Lala Ki Jai. Satya Sanatan Dharma Ki Jai. Jai Jai. Sitaram. Sitaram, everybody. Please have your seat. As Baba is going to conclude this session, Arti and Panchamrit is going to pass outside. Meals have been prepared and you'll receive your prasad outside. Now this evening, Baba is going to start puja on 5 o'clock. We need to start on time. The team from the Dattatriya Yoga Center in Karapichaima are coming to sing this evening. As it's Tuesday, it's Adigmas, it's Shravan. We have to keep up with little Hanuman Baba, so I want to give them enough time to sing and chant and then go into discourse. So this evening, 103, Gyan Ram Logan from 103 and other members will be coming to sing. So if you are involved in the puja, make sure you're on time, make sure you are here early. It takes time to do everything that Baba has to do, and we want to give him time to do everything that is required. This evening, we'll continue with our nursing puja as we are going in our digmas. Uncle Ramdad brought, you see all that wood in front? When you're walking down, look to the side, you'll see a different kind of wood. When, how you call it? Odumbara. It just takes me a little time to pronounce it. It is a spiritual plant. We'll go into that for you to understand. When the yag finish, you know, we just take the little basma and we for it, the black tikka. The correct thing is to use that basma, Lord Shiva says, to anoint your body, to give you the energy and protection. More so, if the wood has that charged nitya, that spiritual nitya, and what we want to do is to use these avenues to talk about it, and then if you want the plant, to get a plant, so that people and mandir could use these types of plant to help the self. We'll talk more about it later. Everybody at this time, let us pause. If you are not involved in puja, if you have to, where is that? Darius has some extra material. If you want to make use of it, come and put flowers, use it up. Come on, you don't have to fret. And you're welcome to go and get something to eat if you have to go home. Otherwise, please stay on. In a little bit, we will be starting back. Vindravan Bihari Lala Ki Jai.